Hello, we're back with another episode. This time I am on my vanilla single player project server, and I'm going to be running Black Fathom Deeps again just so that people can see the differences with the bots and things of that nature. So, obviously one thing to note is that I am playing on a vanilla server for this one, whereas the other one is a Wrath server and mob settings are different, things of that nature. But I'm just going to go ahead and do it anyway because the vanilla server is what I've got. So, also, I'm going to be doing it at a higher level, so you'd think that it would be easier, potentially. Or at least maybe on par with the Wrath version, where I was doing it at level 22 with my Paladin. So, yeah, I'm going to find some people to go ahead and do, I guess bots to do this with, and I gotta see, let's see, so Warlock, Paladin. Some of you might learn a couple things here and there about how to control bots if you are playing the SPP servers, or if you plan on doing so in the future with Playerbots. I'll try to be as descriptive as I can with what I'm doing. That said, not everything's going to be transparent, I guess, so let's see. What do I need? Alright, so let me get... I got a Paladin, I got a Warlock, I got a Priest. Okay, so I have a healer and 2 DPS. I need another DPS. Let me just look for something in the range of 20 to 30. And what do you think? Let's go with a mage. Maybe. Sometimes the bots are not very responsive when you try to invite them. Sometimes they're already in a group. You can whisper them leave group or just leave and they'll leave their party. Sometimes they won't. I'm currently playing the beta build, so this is the most recent commits. Yeah, so summon. So one thing to note about recent changes with player bots is that if you have your bots stay, the ranged will not attack, whereas with NPC bots, if you have them stay, they will attack. Well, maybe it's the melee that don't attack. Yes, it's the melee who don't attack if you put the stay command on. But they do have a guard command. I haven't used it yet. I don't really know how well it works. It's honestly been a while since I've done this, so let's see, hold on. Cool thing about this project is it does have a dungeon finder.
Be careful.
Let's see. Alright, so Black Fathom Deeps, we're on the outside. I'm probably going to skip ahead just so that we can get straight into the dungeon. Alright, so we're finally here. A couple things to note about the bots is that they do have custom tabards to help make them better. If you don't use custom tabards or custom gear, you're going to have a bad time unless you just go ahead and outright reduce mob health and damage. I actually increase mob health and damage because I have a lot of custom content on this server, and as a result, there's a bit more power creep. So let's see. I just want to make sure that my tunes are all the right spec. I'm going to move my screen over here just so you can see what I'm doing. But let's see. So talents. Just gonna whisper you talents. And your shadow. Okay, let's make sure that you are a healer. So talents, holy.
Sure.
And cool. Looks like you landed on the right PvE spec. And Mr. Paladin, you are obviously a healer, but alright, let's make you shadow, I guess.
Damn straight.
It's a PvP spec, but I don't think there's a PvE one anyway. Talents Shadow. You can actually upload your own specs
Of course.
if you'd like to. Oh, there's a PvE spec. Alright. Now, let me make sure that you are indeed a healer. Talents. PvP ret DPS. Okay. Well, talents, heal, holy.
Sounds fine.
Let's see. PvP holy. Don't want that. Talents holy. It really probably doesn't matter a whole lot, to be honest. But
Certainly.
there's an easier way to do this, and I don't care. I'm just gonna keep it with PvP holy since you don't want to change. All right. And what are you, Mr. Mage? You are Frost DPS AoE farm. Alright, that works out just fine. I'm going to pull up my bot menu, and it's going to populate eventually. Hopefully. And I don't know why you
Follow me.
have been set to stay for some reason. Same with you. And let me make sure I have looting turned off, because I don't want you guys looting crap. Another way around that is to just simply turn on master loot, but I like to run with free-for-all, so that's a thing. Alright, come on. Disable looting, please. There we go. Alright. And I think we're good to go. Cool. Healer mode. Shadow mode. What are you? You're a warlock. I don't care. And use frost spells, frost AoE. Great. We're gonna go with that. And I am tanking, partially because I really don't like Playerbots tanking. I can do it, but just always seems to be a lot harder when I have Playerbots tanking, so that's a thing. Alright. Cool. So let me see if I can pull up DPS meters if I actually have them. Alright. We've got damage meters. One thing I was noticing with the previous run on with NPC bots is that my paladin tank was doing a lot of damage. So I messed around with the configs a bit to reduce physical damage. And then I also reset their config settings within the game by turning on GM mode, so that's a thing. So just like NPC bots, they will also CC. They actually probably CC a lot more with player bots than they do NPC bots, but let's see. You can always turn off CC. You can turn off CC with NPC bots as well, though. If you want to see me doing a run, not as a tank, there's actually a Skullomance run and a Lower Blackrock Spire run that I did a couple videos back, so you can just go look for those. So obviously things are a little bit easier. And I do have Rend scaling with your attack power now. I think it goes off of it's a very low amount of attack power, because if you set it to a you know, Rend scaling from 1 attack power, your Rend is going to do ridiculous amounts of damage unless you seriously drop the base Rend damage to begin with, which is not something I really want to do yet. Player speed is not at 10% like it is baseline on my other server. It's just normal here, which makes jumping kind of fun. And see, so they tend to stop whenever I'm in combat, so I have to keep reminding them to come. Alright, looks like they went around, so that's fine. I'm gonna put that there. I am using a cheat taunt, by the way. I've got a free Reckoning, Hand of Reckoning. I've also got an ability that causes me to enrage. Forces enrage, and that is for all warriors in the game, but not the player bots. Player bots do benefit from custom spell changes, though, if you actually change base spells. NPC bots don't, as far as I'm aware. Maybe they do. I haven't tested that out enough. Alrighty. So far, we're not doing bad in terms of, like, in terms of speed. And I don't know. Let me make sure that you're not... Okay, you are set to heal. This bot does not have a guild... Oh, wait. Apparently you do have a guild tabard. Probably because I gave you one before. So any bots that are not in a guild usually don't have a guild tabard. And what are you doing back there? Dude. Follow.
Follow me.
No.
So I do have macro that is basically an attack macro, but it also resets their follow usually. But this one refuses to be cooperative today. So,
Damn straight.
come on. Do follow command is unique in the sense that they only follow once. If you have them set to stay, they will go back to staying afterwards. Whereas follow is just a blanket command that gets them to follow in and out of combat, and they'll do it immediately right then and there as well.
Retreat.
So, yeah, looks like my mage is doing pretty good damage. Myself, I'm not doing that great of damage or tanking. And, yeah, so this is a custom item. Again, added 6 stamina. Where am I at right now? Let's see. Okay, hold on. We are doing Lady What's-Her-Face. Again, I don't have any quests for here that I'm aware of. So, player bots don't automatically give you water walking or water breathing. You have to tell them to give it to you, which is kind of annoying, but that's okay. Like I said, they're not as smart, they're not as aware of their surroundings as NPC bots are, but they're really good for RP. Personally, I just prefer NPC bots all around. Yeah, there's some novelty to having a bunch of players running around in the world, and that's initially what really attracted me to this this module, but I think I've become a little disenchanted. I've added lots of lines of custom dialogue for the bots here, but you know, after seeing the same dialogue over and over again, it just gets a bit repetitive anyway, so bots do respond to skull, X, triangle, etc. like a normal group would. And they do have a, let's see if I can find it here. Sorry, let's see. Let's see, do I have AEDM spell? And can I use it? Look up spell. 30758. there is a way to control bots as well with their movement speed, or sorry, with their movement. And that's basically how you do it. You're gonna have to combine macros though to tell them to stay, but if you wanted them to move out of Baron Geddon's fire, basically, you can do that way. There's that ADM stuff is actually a lot more complicated, and there's a video on it that I will probably link in the description as well. Really handy. But honestly, trying to control bot positioning with player bots is a pain. Unlike NPC bots with the send to command. Which is actually a recent addition, and I think one of the best additions he's made, so, you know. I'm also kind of lazy. I don't do a whole lot of stance dancing. Alright. It also feels like Sea Mangos, which is the core that this server is on, is a lot less stable. I get a lot more lag spikes, and some of that has to do with the fact that I have thousands of bots running around the world. Alright, we are doing the first boss. Can't really remember what I have my elite set to at the moment. I don't think it's that high. It's not as high as the other server in terms of health and damage, but it's still higher. So another thing is that they'll usually dispel you if they can dispel you. Alright, 5 agility. Maybe I should have done this at the same level. It would have been a better base comparison, probably. Let's see. Because I promise this is not usually this easy. I'm going to take that. And bots will also need and greed on things. That's fun. Let's see. Did I get it? Again, like I added a lot of the Wrath items for dungeons at the end of the dungeon. Oh, this is from basically an event related to Hocus Pocus for Halloween book. It's part of a quest that I made. Let's see. What did I need on? I don't remember. Oh, right. There, the freaking bow. Alright. Yeah, see? Bots just doing whatever. Alright. Summon command is also very useful. If you use summon command and you're not a tank, it will reset aggro. So keep that in mind. That's why I don't really use it to keep bots next to me. Player bots will also drown. So, looks like someone has the Shadowfang Keep trinket that I made as part of a quest. Let's see how they handle it. They're doing fine. Alright. I did buff Thunderclap at one point, but realized that was a mistake. so I nerfed it back again. It's doing insane amounts of damage. Alright, so everyone's running out of mana. I'm running out of breath. Let's just get on. Yeah, alright, let's see. Oh man. Am I using cheat? No, alright. Alright, so this is not their fault, obviously. But at the same time, it is because they drowned. So it's really easy to res bots. I'll show you in a sec. There's two ways to res them. You can either use an actual res, or just the summon command. And why didn't you res? What is your deal? Alright, sometimes you have to use the GM summon command, because bots are in the middle of another action or something. And I'm also not... Feels like Sea Mango's stealth is just not that great. Like you can see stealth units really far away. Kind of annoying. Except I don't really play rogues, so that's a thing. Alright, let's see. Let's go to the next area. See, like, there's no reason, I get it, they're green, all that fun stuff, but even if they weren't green, I'd still be seeing them, so it's kind of... seems like NPC bots are not as bothered by LOS. And player bots used to be the same, but I feel like that changed recently. Alright, I'm gonna make you guys delay your attacks a bit. You can actually have NPC bots delay their attacks as well. It wasn't working for me the other day, but I didn't set it that high, and yeah, I don't know. Let's see, so bot. Let's delay attacks, maybe. And if they're sitting and drinking and you try to open up their bot menu, it won't open up, so whatever. Alright. So you're going to delay your attack, and you're going to delay your attack as well. And I think the default is 3 seconds, maybe 5 seconds. You can actually change it to be whatever seconds you want it to be. It's probably not a good idea to have it enabled during PvP though. If you don't like tanking, it is totally doable to have an NPC bot tank. You just need to give them a cheat item that increases their threat, that's all. Yeah, see, they're just kind of hanging back. And it looks like they only respond to normal attack commands now. Maybe. Do attack? Let's see. What is going on? Right, just regular attack. Attack my target. We're actually going to get rid of that macro. We're going to change it around because things have changed recently. Reset, attack my target. You can just do attack, honestly. Some of the commands that are in my community guide for single player projects are not up to date. If you don't know what the community guide is, you can find it on the single player project Discord. Let's see. Alright, let's just get rid of that. execute now hits 3 targets instead of 2. It's a really simple change to make. You just change the chain target number to 3 rather than 2 in your spell template. Alright, we're just gonna sit in the water and drink apparently. What are the bots? Yeah. Spirit is mostly there just to get them to regen and stuff. I have other guild tabards. I have one for tanks and one for healers. That's just for harder fights, like raid bosses, world bosses. World bosses are a pain in the butt. If you try to do any of the Emerald Dragons, good luck. There's a lot of positioning involved and whatnot. Alright, hanging back again apparently. Let's see. So you gotta be careful about the healer hanging back as well, because now they just hang back. And yeah, you guys are being super unresponsive.
Damn straight.
So there's 2 types of commands. There's non-combat commands and combat commands. To be frank, I feel like they should actually just combine the 2 and stop making things complicated, but of course there are commands that are also both. But yeah. Alright, yeah, I'd say we're making pretty good time. Some of that has to do with the fact that I just did this place yesterday. Are you guys going? Alright, I think it's 5 seconds. I think that's what they're set to. I'm not going to look at the command right now to figure out. Well, let's see. I might be able to, let's see. Wait for attack time X, yeah, wait. Wait for attack time. 3, let's just do 3 seconds. 3 seconds is perfect. And I'm gonna whisper you that. And yeah. If bots give you a nonsensical answer for any commands you give them, it's because the command isn't right. May have pulled more than I wanted. Another fun thing about bots is anytime you pull a ton of mobs, they have chat prompts. So again, a lot of those I've customized. So max level bot damage is not that great, even if they're well geared. That said, you can make cheat items. So yeah, this item increases damage by 30%. It's just a flat damage modifier that I made. A lot of this stuff I've just made for testing purposes, but some of it kind of forced to use in certain situations. So you probably noticed from my other video, the Ode to Private Servers, that all my abilities are items. I started out that way because I didn't know how to switch like from rage to mana, and mana to rage for my spells. So I just attached them to items and made them free spells, essentially. And then it just kind of became a trend. So that's kind of the thing on this server, is that abilities are attached to items. At least custom ones. other server, I've learned a lot more since then, so, you know, it's just normal spells. The upside to attaching them to items like that is that they become immune to silence effects. So basically, my paladin can use Crusader Strike without being silenced, or well, while silenced rather. You know what I mean. All right. That's another thing, is they've made Fiery Blaze something that you can purchase with prestige coins, which is a custom currency that I use. Do I even have any coins? Yeah, there you go. There's basically four of them. Common, uncommon, epic, and legendary. And legendary coins only drop off the last boss in raids. And those are attached to legendary items or legendary upgrades. So, Warglaves, for example, you can't get those until like Anchorage at the earliest, but it'll likely be after that you get them. I also made a red Karaji battle tank as a requirement for one of them and a blue one for the other, so that's kind of my way to gate certain objects behind certain tiers rather than making them available early on because someone got lucky with RNG or something. Legendary coins do drop from other sources, it's just a really low chance, so. To be honest, all these changes on my server are pretty minor compared to some of these other private servers that people play on, like Turtle WoW. Turtle WoW, I think, originally used the 1.12 client, now they have their own, and they're probably one of the few private servers that actually stick with 1.12. A lot of private servers just go with the Wrath client. There's a lot less limitations. Yeah. I also feel like there's just a lot less that you have to change on a Wrath server because the gameplay is already there. Although there's plenty of servers out there too, like Ascension, that do a great job of creating custom content. So, or Duskhaven. Duskhaven, really awesome, smaller community. If you're looking for a good private server to play on with custom content, I would say Duskhaven is the way to go. They have custom content for vanilla, Wrath, and TBC, as far as I'm aware. I honestly don't get the hype for certain things like Everlook. I feel like we've done like base vanilla enough times that it's good to just at least change things up a little bit, you know? Like make a Ret Paladin set or something. Or tanking set. And maybe add taunt to the gloves, you know what I mean? Like stuff like that. But yeah, I don't really need the actual game itself to change a whole lot for me to be happy. So for me, it's just more about like adding to what's already existing. I would love to add a boss outside of Grim Batol, if not actually add an actual raid inside Grim Batol itself. But right now, that's a little bit beyond what I'm wanting to do. So. And figure out. Yeah, so, I mean, bots aren't doing too bad. I'm going to take the same route that I did initially with the NPC bots, just to see what happens. But yeah. really hate that camera bug. Alright, let's see. So does my friend. My friend complains about that bug all the time, man. Alright, let's see which way you guys go. Maybe.
No way.
Yep, looks like they're going the stupid way, so I'm gonna go ahead and summon them. That would have ended poorly without a summon command. And it may still end up ending poorly if I end up grabbing aggro here, which I do. And that one is my fault, not my bot's fault. I'm gonna speed things up here because I know I'm just gonna wipe. Alright, so rather than dying, I just went ahead and used a GM command to turn on GM. If you get them buffing reagents, they will actually use the reagents, otherwise they'll just use normal buffs. But as you can see, I increased the duration of paladin buffs, so. Oh my hell. Ugh. It's times like that that I really miss Holy Leap. Unfortunately, the leap mechanic is not really a thing in Classic unless you script it in. So. Alright, so they're hanging back again. It's the mage this time. I don't even think those are supposed to be there, but whatever. I'm not going to fix that right now. Of course they're hanging back, so I'm just going to call them over to me. Of course, they pulled random crap. Look at that. You'll notice that NPC bots follow you around much the same way a minion would, whereas player bots not so much. Alright, looks like my freaking paladin is out of mana. Let's see if I can just... Do I have anything? Nope. Alright. It's good to do crazy pulls on occasion, just to see what, you know, bots are capable of. I will say that player bots have come a long way. It's just NPC bots have come a lot further. Alright. We're gonna do that. We're gonna see why they didn't go that way. Not really sure why, but okay, looks like I had so one of my favorite dungeons to do with player bots is probably Sunken Temple. Or just bots in general. I love Sunken Temple. Everyone else hates Sunken Temple. But I used to do a lot of grinding back in TBC, for my alts in Sunken Temple, I'd level my alts there for some reason. Always made me feel good that I knew like where to go and what to do, and other people didn't. So situational awareness is definitely something you need when you're playing with player bots, just to make sure that your bots are not out of range. You could kind of play more of a hang back position and just command bots with things to do. Dispel me. So that's kind of the annoying thing. If I'm out of combat, the bot will not dispel me. Sometimes. Wow, what a slow charge. Yeah, I'd say that I'm a lot happier with the scaling that I have on the other server as opposed to this one. I probably left things a little easy over here, just because I have real friends playing, and they're not, they're a bit rusty. They haven't played WoW in a long time, so. Alright, come hither.
Sounds fine.
Ah, dang it. Alright, I keep messing up. Let's see. Oh no, we're good. Alright. If you're interested in other additional content with a single player project, I highly recommend you follow Sepnova, Sepnova. He does live streams quite frequently. He does a lot of leveling. Very entertaining dude. Not as monotone as I am, not as analytical, but yeah, just all around fun. I am just gonna go ahead and have them come here.
Not on your life.
Where did you go, mister? Okay. Whatever. I was gonna pull an LOS, but if you want to just go ahead and pretend like you're the tank, that's fine too. See, player bots are extremely realistic because they're as bad as real players as well. Man, pugs, they're the worst, right? I've heard, and I haven't seen it before, but if a bot continues to die, I've heard that they'll get demotions within their own guilds. So it's kind of funny that bots will demote each other. That's like the extent of their drama. If anyone's ever selling something like that, you can actually whisper them, send mail, and then link the item, and they'll send you the mail. And let's see, where is it? Hold on, I know I have a mailbox. Let's see, I have yeah, let's see, where did you go? There it is. So yeah, alright. Yep, and they'll COD it to you. Typically what's listed in the trade chat is a lot cheaper than what's on the auction house. I really don't know what bots base their price off of, or how to change that setting if it's even possible. I don't know why I have so much gold. Probably because I think I gave myself a ton of gold when I was making that video. Alright, there's that. We're gonna go ahead and do the jump again and see which way the bots go. Let's see if they have IQs over 9,000 like the other bots. Alright. That pet will pull crap. Alright, I guess they do have some pretty good pathing as well. Let's see. So I'm actually using Captain Jack's Cutlass. This is an item you can get for turning in Cruel Barb and a number of coins of prestige. Honestly, I had to increase the damage of pretty much every weapon in the game just so that I had a wider array of DPS that I could choose from on weapons. So it's only slight in later tiers, and I don't think I changed it all in Nax Ramis, to be honest. So, and it may be changed by like 3% in AQ40. So I had a whole mathematical equation and all that crap. Let's see. Alright. Someone should give me water breathing. And I know you can also whisper bots commands to cast certain spells as well. It's not as easy with, oh, looks like you just ran a breath. Alright. I'm gonna probably take those two. Why not? I don't really care that they are leather. Kind of sad that I don't have random gear with gear with random enchantments on it like the other server. Where the heck is it? Oh, I haven't won them yet. Alright, let's see. Sometimes they'll take forever to roll. It's really like, hurry up and roll. Alright. Fast forwarding a bit. Random. Alright. Pathing is kind of funky on the Sea Mango servers. I feel like it's much better in Azeroth Core and Trinity. I think they've worked on it recently though. The single player project core that they use for Sea Mangoes is like from last year. It's not the most recent. Like June of last year or something like that. Who the heck is in... Ah, man. Alright. Why are you running into the water? Okay. Yeah, that's actually a bug that happens with bots. They'll actually just randomly run one direction and then they'll reset position. It's really annoying in PvP because then you're like, I don't know where this person went. Did they actually run away, or do I just stand still and attack whatever's in front of me? Like, yeah, it's not fun. But luckily, player bots are not that great in PvP. Although NPC bots, if they're anything like the NPC bots in the Emu Coach repack, they're probably really good PvPers.
Uh-huh.
Okay, who did I leave as stay? No one. Alright. Now we're gonna stay. We're just gonna stay here. We're not gonna do anything. We're gonna let me pull. And we're gonna do an attack. Nice CC. Except for the fear. man, I really need to turn off Banish. I think Banish is the most annoying ability for bots because they don't use rank 1 Banish, they use the highest rank Banish possible. Alright, attack. Alright, Mr. Mage, what are you doing? Except not attacking. So, sometimes you just need to reset them by just typing out follow. Let me see if I have a follow macro. I think I do. So that one's do follow. I'm going to just make this one a follow macro. Alright. Stay again. And with all commands, you can either whisper them, or put them in party, or raid, etc.
I don't
Nice.
think so.
I might just need to make a regular attack macro. Where'd my follow macro go? I swear I put the right one on there. I thought I did. Yeah, see, what the heck. Alright, I think it's because I have super macros. Super macros does funny things. Sorry. It's probably because I had macros the same name. Is it case sensitive? Yes, it is. Alright. Please be aware that it's case sensitive. So everything should be lowercase. And he's probably having a hard time smacking anything because everything's out of LOS. Alright. They'll usually tell you who's following to and who actually is obeying a command. Let's see, follow, stay. Seriously, I just want you guys to know that this is a huge misrepresentation of how things normally go. It's usually much worse with player bots. Raids are pretty difficult. You can do Molten Core just fine. On Ixia, you really just need to be on top of your game with the follow and stay commands so that they don't get hit by breath. And whenever possible, you should probably tank, or at least multi-box a tank. Or have your friend tank, you know? Make them do something useful for once. So, yeah, it gets kind of tedious. I really just like the autonomy of NPC bots a lot better. Looks like I have one more patrol.
Of
don't
course.
think so.
Yeah, it's a bit obnoxious having a million different types of follow and stay and do attacks and whatever commands, because after a while you just start running out of space on your action bars. I've been hoping to find something that increases the amount of action bars I have. Bartender's great, but at the end of the day, it's vanilla, so it's very limited compared to some of the other expansions. Alright. Well then, you're kind of funny looking. That is a very interesting visual bug. So yeah, again, I upgraded items to the TBC and Wrath counterparts for this server. It's funny because it's the complete opposite on the other one, so I'll let you guys fight it out for that one. Oh yeah, I need to do the stupid things. Alright, we're gonna do 2 at a time again. Alright, so those, oh, I was gonna say they don't have their stuns scripted. This time we have a lot more CC. In fact, way too much CC because I just banished a freaking elemental that I was attacking. After playing this one, I feel like my tuning might be a little too high on the other server. Let's see, where's my healer? Another one of my complaints is that if you're taking consistent damage as a tank, healers really won't keep you topped off. You can change critical health levels and whatnot in the settings, but it's not great. Alright, I'm dead. Maybe? Alright, well we made it out of that just fine. I'm sure the same thing would have happened had I been the same level on the other server. I'm just gonna let them sit and eat and drink. Cool. I keep thinking that I only need to do the first 2. And do you not have... I'm worried he does not have Mage Food or Food. So if you whisper your Playerbots items, they'll actually list the items that they have. If you're experiencing crazy amounts of lag, it's probably a good idea to delete whatever they're holding in their inventory, because they actually check their inventory on a regular basis to see if anything is an upgrade, which means that it just creates an extra workload on the server. You do not have any mage food, sir. So this is actually a modified version of ENG bags. Lets me actually look at a Playerbots bags. Alright, so I didn't have Murky on this tune. I actually tied it to the Prestige system. But I really just want Murky now, so I'm going to use him. Where did he go? Ah, I didn't give it to me. Gotta be careful who you target. There we go. Alright, Murky. Let me buy some food, please. Feel like there's 25 food somewhere. There it is. Alright, here you go. I know we're just right around the corner, but I figured we'd do this anyway. Alrighty, there you go. Sweet nectar it is. Now you can just sit and drink to your heart's content. Yeah, I feel like these are scripted a lot better. There's certain things that I like about Sea Mango's over Azeroth Core. There's not much, to be honest, but I feel like it's a lot easier to customize things, just because they have the foundation for their coding set up to the point where you can actually just modify data tables and it'll actually do what you want. There's a lot of spells in Azeroth Core where they won't do what you want because you have to change spell overrides in the database. So yeah. That said, you can't use like certain applications that make creating new spells super easy, like Spell Editor. You have to do everything by hand, and so that gets to be a little bit of a pain. But it's fun, and you learn stuff, and it is all good, and it doesn't look like... Okay, let me just kill the rest of you. Maybe they're not scripted as well, but whatever. Vanilla is full of bugs, right? One of the nice things I like about vanilla as a client as well, when you're making new items, you actually don't need to patch them in like you do on other expansions like TBC and Wrath. See, I don't know why they don't follow. They used to follow and then start attacking again, but they just stand still now, and I have to bring them to them or I have to tell them to move. Alright, just come closer. I wish I was better with certain things like model editing, creating new UI elements. That would be really fun to do, but I'm just not an artist in that sense, and I have patience for a lot of things, but I don't know. It's a whole new game if you're into model editing. There's a lot more time-consuming processes that go into that. Unless, of course, you're used to it and you're good and all that, right? Because if you're good at something, you're going to be a lot faster at doing it, but the only way to do that is to practice, of course, but you know, we all have our limitations and our boundaries and what we're willing to do and what we're not willing to do, so. Alright, pathing kind of funky. see if the other... I was worried that the other turtles were gonna come. Right now I only have bots set to about 1,000 on the server. I just wanted to keep it a little bit more stable. I've ran with 3,000 or 3,500 before, but my nephew was complaining about lag, so I just dropped the amount. Alright, cool. Strike of the Hydra. This is an upgradable item. And I try to write upgrade available on each item that I have. So let's see. Prestigious supplies. And let's see what we get from that. A few greens. Nothing terribly impressive there. And a cloak. 2 stam, 4 intellect. And it's a BOE. Let's see if I got anything else. Nope, that's it. Cool. Alright, well that is pretty much it for this episode. Again, I don't really feel like it was a fair comparison this time around. Yes, player bots have gotten better, but NPC bots I really do feel are infinitely better. They're just superior in pretty much every way. Other than the RP aspects, if you like to populate your worlds and have bots running around like most people do, because I probably get more views for these populated world videos than I do for the NPC bot videos that I do, then I'd say go for it. They're a lot of fun. They really are, and there's so much you can do with them. You can change their dialogue, you can spice things up, you can change the guild names that they have. There's just so much you can do with player bots, and the point is to just have fun with it. So whatever you do, just make sure you're having fun. Alright, so I figured I'd just go ahead and show you what the upgrade system looks like in this game. There's 2 different places that you can do upgrades. Also, if you'll notice, I put a lot of extra mailboxes around the place in Stormwind. I did that in pretty much every capital city. I spent so much time trying to basically make the game like Wrath of the Lich King that eventually I just was like, alright, let's just use a Wrath of the Lich King core. But, yeah, so you got this guy Hoyd over here. He's a reference to Brandon Sanderson novels. Right now I don't have that much available because I'm only level 29, but I'll get more things available to me. I can turn in coins for things if I want to, more prestigious supplies. I think I would have enough to actually purchase Strike of the Hydra, even if I bought those, but I'm going to go ahead and just go to the area where the other upgradable items are. I basically call it a reforging system, even though it's not anything like reforging. It's just easy for me to do. Figured since the Ambassador Hall in Stormwind didn't really have anything in it that I would actually make some use of it. I put some auctioneers in there. Just like the live game has, as well as all the NPCs with stuff. Now Smite, he's the one that we want to talk to because he has all of the lower level upgrades. So yeah, looks like 15 coins, so I might go back and get another thing. But there's also other upgrades that you can get as you level with just coins rather than turning stuff in. I did make a legendary weapon for paladins to use that is similar to the stabs that you get out of Naxxramas for various casters. I felt like paladins were just kind of left out in the original game. Yeah, Glaive of the Defender is in the game as well. I actually also kind of created a sort of inscription type system. Not really. I would like to attach it to some sort of profession. And also I give people the ability to purchase a binding, just one though. And this is mostly for people who have one binding but just don't have the other, right? Because it gets frustrating, and so you need to do at least 6 raids, 6 lockouts in order to get the binding. And of course I have Talisman of Binding Shard. I upgraded it, and I also created a caster version as well. This is kind of a fun item just to pull. Yeah, so if you're a paladin, this is useful. If you're anything other than a tank and don't have any ranged ability, it's pretty useful. But Smite's background story is kind of funny. But yeah, it's just, this is my server, man, and I have a lot of fun with it. So, all right, this is the real end of the video. I'll talk to you later.